Hi, there's another video for y'all. Hey man, we on a hot streak. We are here today to talk about the week one preview on the defenses for the week one FanDuel main slate. Before we get into the defenses, once again, y'all, I know I probably said it at the end of the last video, but just to make sure, I'm gonna say it in the beginning of this video. Remember, when it comes to basically this special on the FanDuel app, for the $5 million, which I think is the best contest to play this weekend. Remember, you get the $5 in bonus cash, but you get it back when you actually use money from your, the balance of the account. You don't get it back if you buy entry off bonus cash, and you definitely don't get it back if you're like me and have 33 satellite tickets into the millie. So, we're just reiterating again, you have to use your own cash and or balance in your FanDuel account. Let's jump right into the defenses for week one. First off, what do I like about the defenses this week? Because there's so many, separate games of Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday, and Friday. The most expensive defense is already a $200 discount. So we got the Broncos going against Tennessee. They'll be at home against Tennessee's rookie quarterback, Ward. So I think Denver surprisingly, I would normally say in that situation Denver would be my favorite QB, but I mean my favorite defense to pick. Plus they're a pay up option with a $200 discount. But I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit, and I think two defenses that are being totally overlooked. San Francisco is healthy. The issue is what's going to be the problem when, if the injuries pile up, because that's what really killed San Francisco last year. If we look at the 49ers and we look how the season started, nothing but positives. Then they boomed one week and they were just good and solid. And then all of a sudden, when the injuries start piling up November, you got a 3-7, then it was -2, -4. A 13 popped up, against Chicago, but then the injury just caught up and they just couldn't catch a break. But this is a healthy, now it's a somewhat different defense. But at Seattle, I do like San Francisco on the road. They're one of my favorite picks, but my favorite pick on defense, and it's not a pay-up option, on the road also, Arizona at New Orleans. I mean, Arizona did a lot they had a good offseason upgrading both the defense and pieces of the offensive line, but the defense is going to be a lot better. There were weeks where they were pretty solid, and then there were weeks that they did, but they never boomed, but they stayed consistent. 9-11, fantasy-wise anyway. 9, there's an 8-3, back-to-back, 3 straight weeks of double digits of 12 and 11. They have the defense to get to Spencer Rattler, and they do rack up a lot of sacks. Turning over the ball is not really what they do. It's obviously they get the sacks, and I think they had one defensive touchdown all year. But against what's most likely going to be the worst team this year, and it's an improved Arizona team, they're my favorite defense to pick. I will be getting a share of them quite a bit at 4,200. But once again, I will definitely, me personally, I'll be mixing in Denver at 48, San Francisco at 44, Arizona at 42. When it comes to the other pay-up options, Washington is also a good option. The Giants aren't horrible. They still have Russell Wilson, so they should be able to move the ball. They had their weeks where they spiked, and it wasn't the most amazing fantasy defense. I mean, against the Giants, they didn't even do that well anyway. So if this is a somewhat better Giants team than last year, maybe a tad overrated. I mean, they're this high because they're going against the Giants, but with the way, I would definitely put the Steelers over the Jets on that. They're also a good option at 46. The Bengals have no reason being this high. Definitely got to drop them. Definitely will have San Francisco, Arizona. I would pick even Detroit over the Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh, they still have that stellar defense. A healthy TJ Watt by himself could create forced sack fumbles. They could also try to take it back to the house if Justin Fields commits a few turnovers. When it comes to the mid area, like I said, we did say Arizona. Like I said, and then when I went over the defensive values, they're in the mid area because they're under 4,000. New England at home, it's now a Vrabel led defense. I think that defense should be a bit better against Las Vegas. Those two teams that are going against each other, I'm not too sure about that. Jets defense is still Will they be amped to pick off Aaron Rodgers? That's a possibility. But I definitely like going down to Jacksonville because, if Bryce Young just turns back into how he started the last season, then that's a great $3,400 defense. If we keep going down, Vegas, like I said, New England's no juggernaut, so Vegas is an option on the road. There were some times that I picked Vegas last year at 3,100, and they were not too bad towards the end of the season when it comes to fantasy. At case, besides the 0 at the last day of the season, the last 5 games, 6, 9, 9, 6. They are capable of playing some defense. And then, like I said, the offense is somewhat improved with Genty and better quarterback play in Geno Smith. So, what does that have to do with it? You at least have offensive players that can at least give the defense a breather. And once again, like I said, on the road against New England is not a juggernaut. So, that is definitely an option. And then, hey, if Carolina's defense is good, it's worth taking shots there on a pay down deep. But with all the value at like the wide receiver position, I don't think there's no need to really go down that far. But it is an option. But if you ask me, I mean, when it comes to defenses, I'm gonna probably keep it around 5 picks: Denver, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Arizona's the 4th one, and New England. If I need to reach down, then I'll be going as far as maybe Jacksonville, and that's probably about it. But I think I will still, have some Raiders lineup against New England. But I won't be going down that far because there's really no need to. You're gonna feel like you're taking a risk that you don't need, and then of course if that Carolina Jacksonville game does shoot out, then neither defense is good. So to me, a safe cutoff point. People can make an argument for both Houston and Los Angeles, but to me, a safe cutoff point is New England at home. Vrabel's definitely a defensive coach, so he should definitely have some of the experienced New England players ready under his new system. But yeah, that's pretty much his fault. But my favorite play though, if it's the top 3 plays, it's Arizona first, then Denver, and then for me, because they're healthy, when they're healthy, they're a team that they have defensive touchdown upside, San Francisco. So that's how I'll rank my top 3 plays there. So once again, another quick and solid info vid. Next video up for the week 1 preview via position will be tight ends. And yeah, the way I have everything rolling out, I should have running backs and wide receivers done by Thursday. Normally I do it bit by bit and try to have it normally done by Thursday, but sometimes I'll have everything set by Friday. But for week 1, I'm ahead of schedule, plus also catching up at the same time. So yeah, everything should be up by Thursday. Tomorrow afternoon, look for the tight end video. Tomorrow evening, I would say look for the running back video. And then, like I said, there's just so many pay down options at wide receiver to go over. We'll save the wide receivers for last. But yeah, those are my picks. Thank you for tuning in once again. This is Grade A Fantasy signing off. And I haven't even said this towards the end of any other video. Good luck in week 1.